Cabe Clark here at Clark Sparks Welding. Uh, Today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about some of the tools that I use as a rig welder and what I carry on my truck. We had a request in the comments to go over some of the tools that a rig welder might use and what he might carry on his truck. And I think the guy that had made the comment was hoping that he get pointed in the right direction of what he should be looking for and what he should be getting together to put together his rig truck. So let's get right into it. Some of the first things that come to mind when I think of that are important to carry on a truck is something to measure with. I carry a 100-foot tape measure, as well as a 16-foot and a 30-foot. I don't use the 16-foot a whole lot, mostly just the 30, because most of the time we're not measuring anything super small, and there's a lot of times when it's more than 16 feet. The next thing that I would have on my list is good levels. I've noticed that over time I used to use these Empire levels that you can get at any hardware store or any tool store, and over time they'd start to get a little inconsistent with other levels or even a new level. So I switched to these Stabila levels, and I like these a lot better. I feel like they're higher quality, and they just simply last a little bit longer. In my opinion, I think that you need to have a couple torpedo style levels. These are the ones that I use the most, so I recommend having anywhere from 2 to 4, whatever you can get your hands on and what you can afford at this time. The other levels I carry is a 2-foot level and a 4-foot level. These are both get used a fair amount, and they're definitely important to have and important to keep. I also like to keep this little pocket level for when I'm trying to level out putt pieces that my torpedoes won't fit on, and I think this is a really handy tool to have, and if you can find one, I'd definitely get it. The next thing I always make sure to have is plenty of grinders. I keep about 4 grinders on my truck at a time, 2 battery powered and then 2 corded, so I can run a grinding disc and a buffing wheel on one, and then I also carry those battery powered ones so that if I'm doing something quick or I'm in a spot that would require me to pull out a lot of extension cord, I keep those handy, so just basically for convenience. They don't last very long, so if you have to choose one versus the other, definitely go with the corded option. My next items are my squares. I keep 4 squares with me, two of these foot long squares, and then 2 of the 2-foot squares. These come in handy running for pulling measurements and double checking and making sure they come in handy for pulling measurements and doing different things like that. But they're super important to keep with you for pipe and as well as structural. The next thing I have is a wedge. Invest in good quality wedges because it's a pain when one snaps off. I've had it happen before, and this one that I have is an H&M. I think these are probably some of the best that you can find. They're definitely my favorite. There's little tiny ones and then these bigger ones. And then something important that I always keep with me is a file, whether it's just for chipping slag or cleaning up your welds and ringing out welds, or filing off an arc strike, whatever. These come in handy as well for a lot of different uses. One of my personal favorite tools is these crescent wrenches, the spud wrenches with the pin on the end of them. They work great for lining up flanges and then being able to bolt them up as well. I use a crescent wrench almost every day, but to cut down on space or to save on space, I like to get these spud wrenches so I can have an alignment bar and a crescent wrench all in one. One thing that I never show up to a job without is a striker. It's such a pain when you have to go hunt one of these down and you can't ever find one, or somebody borrows it and walks away with it. So I try to keep more than one, at least 3 of them with me at all times. And then for those who are starting out, one important thing that we've been using a lot recently on jobs is a cutting torch. I don't think I've ever used my cutting torch more in my life than in the last 6 months. But sometimes it feels like that's all we've done and that's all we do. But invest in a good one, and make sure you keep your tips clean and keep them in good working order, so that when it is time to bust this thing out, you don't have any problems. And those are the few basic tools that I got for you today. If you like this video and you feel like it helped you out, if you found this video informative and you think it helped you out, share it with somebody else. Share it with one of your buddies who may be trying to do the same thing, trying to get his truck ready to go to work. And if you feel like there were some things that I didn't cover, leave in the comments below what you would add or what you would take off. If you're interested, I can put together a list of what all I carry on my truck. This is just a few things. So go ahead and let me know. Thanks for watching.